Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts, and this is the one and only Kara Shirley.
Yeah, I'm just a
joining me this afternoon.
time and temp kind of girl.
No, you're not. My gosh, you're so much more than that. First off, we appreciate her taking time out of her busy day. A lot of you don't know this, but she lives in a loft on the second floor of the building, and she's got 16 children that she takes care of.
16
that you've got to cook lunch for, and we appreciate all that you do for us here at WLBT.
I don't think my husband's going to be very happy about. He's going to wonder where those other 15. No, not 15. I can't do math. 13 children came from.
You know the slogan. What happens at WLBT?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, it's good to be here with you, Kara. Thanks for inviting us into your little domain for this afternoon. We're talking about storms.
Yes, we are.
And I know you're a big fan of the storms.
Love them.
But you don't like the severe storms.
No.
And neither do I. I don't like the severe storms either. I do miss the days when I had a dog sitting outside and just listening to the thunder. And she loved it. She was a freak. She actually used to love it. She would go out there, even go to the bathroom with the storm raging, and she didn't care, and come right back and hang out with me.
Do not want the storms.
Yeah. So, yeah, not a huge fan, but we do have storms on the way here.
We do.
And we're going to be dealing with that probably over the next few days. Now, I got to break it down because everybody thinks that it's going to be storming the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. I mean, look at radar right now. It's pretty quiet out there. And I just don't expect a lot of weather today. And I don't expect a lot of weather tomorrow either.
That's good news, though.
It is good news. Yeah. I mean, we're pretty much focused on when we're going to see this weather. So can I have you hit the space bar?
You sure can.
If you don't mind.
Don't mind at all. I know how to work this.
Hit it again.
I used to be the time and temp girl over in Meridian.
It's moving kind of slow. All right.
Well,
there we go. Okay. Yeah,
is that good?
Speed it up a little bit.
You want me to hit?
Temp girl.
Do it again?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
There you go. So we've got this first alert weather day for Saturday. A torrential rain and wind likely. The potential for damaging wind, hail, and tornadoes possible. I will tell you this, at this point, I haven't seen any data to suggest long duration tornadoes or long range tornadoes where they're on the ground for long periods of time. Latest data that I've been looking at does not suggest it. I'm feeling more confident about this event. We're within that 48-hour window. A lot of the weather that we get here in the South is from storm systems that have yet to develop. And so we've got a lot of ingredients coming into play Saturday morning over the deep South. I don't think we're going to have a lot of action tonight. I think there'll be a few storms around tonight. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty bad off to the west right now.
Yeah.
But I think the worst of the weather will get here Saturday. And that's when in the afternoon and in the evening, we're going to have to deal with the potential of severe storms. Let me full screen this if I can. Which one does it? This one right there.
Right there. Yeah.
No, that's us. I want to go full screen in the graphics.
There, that one.
Okay,
there you go.
There's all these little buttons here. They should add more. Look at all the buttons they're getting ready to add.
Well, I didn't want to confuse you. That's why there's not that many buttons there.
There's 4. There's 5, 9, 14. So they have room for another 20 buttons to confuse me. Hit the space bar if you don't
sure.
Thanks for the kids at home.
Yeah.
And you can see this is indicating the showers and storms that are going to be out there. One more time, please. Doing such a great job. My gosh, really appreciate it. Yeah.
One more time.
A little faster, please. Thank you. All right. So there's where the storms are located now. In Texas and Oklahoma. This is tonight's weather. This is not going to be the weather we will see on Saturday. Saturday is going to be a different story because of a storm system that's going to form pretty much in the same area and move eastward. One more time.
Are we thinking that there is a chance for any kind of like tornado activity or anything tonight?
There is, but it's very isolated. One more time.
Okay.
But there is very isolated. That's where the storm system is right now. And you can see by the next graphic that there's activity that's going on in East Texas.
Hit it again.
And that's where we have a tornado watch in effect for East Texas, Western Louisiana. Look at that.
Yeah, that way, because you can hit them when you need to.
Fantastic. Now we're cooking with grease.
We are.
And you can see the severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for East Texas as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go under a watch at some point tonight. The worst of the weather, though, is definitely going to stay to our west, and we'll have more of an event coming our way this weekend. So this is what future radar looks like. See how the activity kind of breaks up when it reaches here tonight. It kind of runs out of fuel a little bit by 10 o'clock tonight. And then this is 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Just some scattered showers out there. The light green indicates light rain. So that gives you a little perspective on it. But then as that system moves eastward, you see how Friday's quiet. And we get to Saturday morning daybreak. Not much going on even at daybreak, but we fast forward lunchtime. That's where things start to go downhill. So we're going to be looking at storms probably in the afternoon and evening.
Which is not going to be fun.
No, it's not, because it's going to be tapping into the heat of the day. Temperatures will be in the 70s. See how one round works its way through early afternoon, and then it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we've got the next batch of storms that moves in during the evening. So that's why we're thinking multiple rounds of storms are a possibility here Saturday. And that's why we went ahead and issued a first alert weather day. We issue first alert weather days when there is a good likelihood of disruptive weather covering a large portion of the WLBT viewing area.
As it is.
Yeah. So
as it is.
And I call this an equal opportunity kind of storm system because it looks like everybody's going to get
Right.
at least some of it in some shape or form before it's all said and
So
done.
what are we thinking? What are we looking at? As I mean, obviously rain,
Mhm. Yeah.
high winds,
Yes. Yep.
large hail.
So I would say rain and wind, yes.
Okay.
Certainty. Okay. The damaging wind, the damaging hail, and the potential of tornadoes, the devil's in the details. It'll all depend on how this storm system kind of really takes shape Saturday.
Mhm.
So this is not something we can track several days out because the one that I'm tracking now in Texas, by the time it gets here tonight, that kind of fizzles.
Yes.
This is going to be the secondary thing that forms behind it. So that just shows you. And then by Sunday, the weather turns real nice. In fact, if you're making plans this weekend and you have a choice or a chance to move them between Saturday and Sunday, you're looking a lot better Sunday. So overnight tonight, we have a marginal risk for severe weather. That's the green shaded color. That's the lowest end of the risk scale.
Mhm.
All right. Then you've got near the Mississippi River, it's a 2. That's a slight risk for severe weather. So it's a little bit higher tonight overnight. And then this is the new development. We are now under an enhanced risk.
So this has gone up from
has
this
gone up
morning. It was
this
just
has gone up
light.
in the last 20 minutes. That's why I'm glad we're doing this report here.
Yeah.
So this has now moved us into enhanced.
Nice.
So this is
Nice.
obviously something we have to pay very close attention to. And this is why we're here. And we just want everybody to be aware that there's a good likelihood of severe weather now
Mhm.
around here on Saturday. It is going to be a busy, busy day. And when I say a busy day, are you going to work Saturday?
I am actually. I'm anchoring Saturday morning and Sunday morning.
I didn't know that.
I
That's right.
am.
You're doing a great job, by the way, with that.
Thank you.
We're getting a lot of phone calls.
Are you?
We haven't had any phone calls, but I would think people are emailing or
I
Facebook.
don't know.
I think you're doing a great job.
Appreciate it.
I've been watching you.
Appreciate
You know,
it.
and I'm like,
Thanks.
hey, I know her.
Yeah.
It's like so weird when I turn on the TV and I know the person that I'm watching.
Especially when it's yourself.
Yeah, that's weird too.
That's weird,
Weird.
yeah.
I actually looked up. I was in the newsroom. Did you see that? I looked up and oh, that's me.
Yeah, it always
So,
startles me when I
anyway,
see my face on a commercial.
I'm working. So you may see the weather people in different roles this week. When I say different
Mhm.
roles, we're on at different times.
Yes.
And the reason for that is we're short staffed. It is Christmas week. We try to give everybody a vacation. I was the only meteorologist here yesterday, and that was kind of weird.
Well, I'm glad you were here.
You know, people were like, why are you yelling at yourself? And I'm like, well, I'm the only one here. So, but yeah, we're dealing with the severe weather threat Saturday. So it's something to be taken seriously. So make sure that you stay weather aware.
Got
All right,
a
let's look at these
question
questions.
here,
We're doing
uh,
questions now. And by the way, where are the questions coming? Are they coming on the
Facebook from
kind-
Facebook.
Which one? The weather or the station?
It doesn't say. I don't know that
We don't know
specifically.
that.
I
Can we
I
get
just
some
know
people on
Facebook.
that? Do you have any? can we
No,
get some-
there's
okay.
no way to know.
Okay, so there's nobody who we can talk to about that. Okay, so let's discuss
Amber
that.
right here.
Amber Trentham. I hope I said your name okay. Are they going to issue a tornado watch Saturday morning before the storms hit? So most likely that would happen, but understand something. These tornado watches are usually issued by a few folks that are working out of Norman, Oklahoma.
Mhm.
So they're doing it on a regional basis. There's a likelihood, but that's not really a weather prediction tool that we would use here. Does that make sense?
It does.
If we see severe weather developing, we're pretty much predicting on that. So a tornado watch generally isn't issued until we're in a 6-hour to 12-hour window in advance of the storm system. So just to let you know. So I would say, yes, it's a likelihood, but
Likelihood.
I couldn't tell you that right now.
We wouldn't know that. I mean, it's just too far out as it gets closer
Watches
to
are issued
Saturday.
usually in a shorter window period. A watch is issued when there's the potential. A warning is issued when the threat is imminent. So
Okay.
that's the thing to remember. A watch is when there's a potential. All right. But the warning is when it's imminent.
I hate to say that always messes with me. I have to think about it for a second.
Well, I mean, it's understandable. But that's why we always tell people when we go on TV when there's a tornado warning. Ashley South, you said it perfectly. I'm not going to repeat it, but
Well,
you said
this
it perfectly.
stinks.
Yes. Well, this stinks.
And then let's see. Brianna Jones says that she is watching on WLBT3 on your side and not the Weather Channel.
Well, I think that's fantastic, but I want you to make sure you get your weather information. As
Mhm.
long as you get it, my job is to make sure everybody's safe. I really take it very personal when people get hurt or killed
Yes.
in severe weather. We do. We honestly do, because we try our best to let people know this is a dangerous situation developing. We want them to take action in advance. So what should you do now? Now's the time to make plans, to start thinking about what you're going to do.
Mhm.
If you're in a mobile home, probably not the best place to be. Now, I know some people like to slam me over that, but I'm letting you know, if you have a choice
Mhm.
between a mobile home, and a site-built home, that tends to be a better option from a structural perspective.
Correct.
But it's not always the best place because sometimes a tornado can barrel through a subdivision of single-family concrete block homes and do, just as much damage. I'm just letting you know, we're talking about odds here, playing the odds.
I live in an RV.
I know.
So I have a structure that is cinder block walls that I will be going to should I get an alert on my phone
That's
from
fantastic.
WLBT, the First Alert Weather app, letting me know that storms are on my way.
And a shelter that you seek out for a few hours. I know it's an inconvenience.
Mm-hmm.
We know what the other inconveniences can be.
Yes.
So living in hurricane country for a long time. I mean, I've spent half my life in Mississippi, but living in hurricane country for a long time too. It's something you have to get used to. And
it is.
Hurricanes coming. What do? You leave. It's not like up north. It's a blizzard. You just go out to the grocery store, get a bunch of stuff, and you think you're going to be snowed in for a week. Here, when it comes to this, people have to go to the store a lot. I don't understand that because these storms only last for a few hours, but whatever. That's the story there.
Sherry's in a small
camper. You know what I'm saying? And I feel for you. I really do. And that's why we try to make sure that we're staying on top of these weather situations, and we give you as much notice as possible when it comes to that.
And one way you can stay prepared, now, if you look up above our heads, you can see that QR code. That's for the First Alert Weather app. And one thing I like about it so much is that it does give you those pinpoint notifications. If that severe weather, if the lightning is striking in your area, it lets you know from the First Alert Weather app.
And one of the things that that's a great tool. It's a great tool that we have. And just saw someone's in it's camper, a trailer, somebody from a Rolling Fork understood Ida.
Yes.
She says that she's going to leave her mobile home, just as long as you go to a safe location. That's the most important thing.
Brandy's asking if it's supposed to snow.
I saw, and then someone else had that question farther up too. Did you see that?
I saw that. Here's Brandy's.
Brandy Whitfield says is it supposed to? I love that word. All right, someone else said it too.
Here we go, right here.
Okay, and then Melissa Spencer said, I've heard there's a big winter storm coming to Mississippi after the 3rd. All right, so I've been looking at all the weather data. It's going to cool down dramatically late next week, but it doesn't look all that cold right now. So when I was looking at Thursday and Friday and into Saturday, high temperatures were like 40s, 50s, lows were in the 30s. So if there were to be any kind of wintry precipitation, it might glance us at night or in the morning, but I don't know that it looks that dramatic right now. As far as next week, now I've seen a lot of people on social media talking about a snowstorm the 3rd of January. I don't see that right now. Okay. And a lot of that is a lot of people take a forecast model and they think it's a forecast.
Right.
And so I can take anything, put it on TV and get a bunch of clicks and likes and get you all riled up, but I'm forecasting the weather. And at this point, that's not lining up. It's not lining up perfectly. It's possible, but I can play this game all winter and show you models every day that suggest a snowstorm. It's the same thing in the summer with when we get to May. Hurricane season starts on June 1st. If you look at the GFS model, the last 2 weeks of May, it always suggests it seems like a hurricane going right up to New Orleans and into Mississippi.
It's going to take us out.
That's the thing. So I'd rather stay focused on the matter at hand. But I know we have some snow lovers out there.
Wait, no, I'm not one of those people. I'm not. No.
I moved to Mississippi to get away from.
I don't like the super heat of summer, but I'm definitely not a snow person either.
Carol Dobson said it first. The severe threat is enhanced, and so is my anxiety. I understand that. And let me just tell you again, I understand what it means to have storm anxiety. Okay, I get it. And you have to understand that make a plan in advance.
Right.
Most times, storms hit Mississippi and people don't get hurt, and we don't have a lot of damage. If you look at most times, that's what happens.
Yes.
Okay. So make a plan, stick to the plan. Now's the time to kind of put it together. We're not talking about a storm hitting us in an hour. We're talking about a storm that's right now roughly 48 hours away. So I would love for you to do that. We got Melissa Spencer saying, I love severe weather. So there you go.
All right, Melissa.
That's on you.
It's your time to shine.
I don't love it. I'll be honest with you. It requires a lot of work. And also I worry about the danger that people get, but I love meteorology. I love all forms of meteorology.
Brenda Lumpkin, she asked us to look at her comment earlier. What does Franklin County look like?
As far as what? That's the question. I mean, it's all pretty much encompassed here in this map. So
you see here.
Everybody's included here in this. That's the thing. It's a widespread threat that everybody's going to be dealing with. And so I just saw a good question. Where did she go? Amber, I think said it here.
time
Oh,
frame?
time frame. Virgie, Redmond, Morgan's. Yeah, we were talking about the time frame before. So around I'd say early afternoon and then early evening. Those are the two rounds
There we
of
go.
storms that are probably going to be moving in
On
here.
Saturday. Now there's
Ida, you don't have a storm shelter in Rolling Fork. Absolutely. I'm aware of that. And that is something that I am hopeful will be changing in the very near future. In fact, I believe they are constructing something up there. I know that they're talking about it in the plans. They need to get storm shelters, especially in rural counties. I don't want to
Yes.
get all political, but in rural counties in Mississippi, we need them.
we do.
And, you know, there's great functions you can use them for. You can use them as community rooms when there's no storms going on.
Mhm.
You know, when the weather's fine, these are multifunction rooms that you could stay safe in, and you can ride out a storm for a few hours and then head on down the street or head on 5 miles back to your house, whatever the case may be. So
Yeah.
that's all I'm going to say. Eric Hutchinson, it didn't take long to bump it up to enhanced. Well, you know, you have to understand something. The ingredients are coming into place, and we haven't had much severe weather this fall.
We really haven't. And I remember it's been several years back, but right before Christmas, there was several tornado outbreaks that happened. I remember one hitting a Walmart in Newton,
Mhm.
people in there shopping for Christmas. So the fact that we haven't had that severe weather leading up to this time is good. But I mean, it's just that time of year. It's
Mhm.
kind of it kind of almost goes hand in hand with winter in Mississippi.
Yeah.
You
It
know.
really does. I was just seeing one more comment. Okay, Tari Adams said, here comes my bad weather tornado anxiety. Well, like I said, I can't really do anything for your anxiety. All I can do is try to explain to you what we you know, what we're seeing, so you know as far in advance as possible.
Right.
You know, we try not to hype things to the point where we get people sick and nervous.
Right.
We also don't want to be wrong. We want to be right.
Mhm.
And so, but I will tell you right now, I never feel bad when we're calling for bad weather and it doesn't happen. That's
Yeah,
me.
very
I'm,
true.
I'm like, thank you. But I would feel more upset if we weren't calling for something and then you find out, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know there was an enhanced threat of
Dave
severe
didn't
weather.
say anything
You know,
about that.
So we want to make sure we're on top of it, letting you know what's going on. That's why we do these different things and different little places to let you know an enhanced risk for severe weather now exists for Saturday.
Yes.
All right. So time to go, because
Yeah.
I'm doing the news and weather today at 4, 5, 6, possibly 9 and 10.
So busy. So
Very
you
busy.
are. Yes.
I know you're a busy person
I'm
too.
fixing to go home.
She's going home.
Yes. I have
And
my
I'm not
16
going-
children.
She's got 16 children. I'm not going home. Okay. I'll be here. Well, it's kind of home to me at this
It
point.
is really.
But I'm going to go down the hall here, grab something to eat, and then I'll be back on 4, 5, and 6, and then maybe 9 and 10. And then we've got our staff. We're going to be increasing staff the next few days, where you're going to be seeing
Yes.
a lot more of us doing special coverage as needed, if needed, going into Saturday.
That's right. Don't forget to download the First Alert Weather app as well as the WLBT Weather app or
Mhm.
news app,
Yes.
so you can get breaking news and breaking weather coverage.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Y'all have a great day. All right.
Thanks.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.